Hello everyone and welcome to my solo RPG journal where we're continuing the story of Gabriel the Alchemist who has just moved into, who has just arrived in the city of Flyridge. He's just entered the gates and has gone looking for a tavern that the gate guard told him about. So, we need to start by adding some locations. We need a new tavern, the Absent Jackals, the Empty Drum Tavern, the Melting Emu Tavern, Free Fig Bar. I like the Absent Jackals. So just one of the things with this is I'm pulling a lot of stuff from random name generators, not different oracles from all over the place. FantasyNameGenerators.com is pretty useful. It's got a lot of stuff in there. So the Absent Jackals, which is on, there was a street names and city district names. What have we got? I'm not sure about I might leave street names. All the street names in that list are not quite right for the setting. District names, however, yeah, I think we'll just leave it. We'll just go. We'll probably have to name the street where he sets up a shop eventually, if we actually get around to doing that. But the Absent Jackals will be where he tries to find lodging in this town. So, the story so far is that Gabriel, our protagonist, has just journeyed into the city of Flyridge. He's done so traveling with a caravan where he paid for transport, and he's met a couple of interesting people. One of whom just wanted to see how she could use him. Another of whom was more interested in the lady he was talking to previously, and then we've got the runner of the caravan. So I didn't have any issues paying Icon, the captain of the caravan, the guy in charge of the caravan, and we didn't have any troubles getting into town. The guard did try and ask for a bribe, but we talked our way out of making it particularly bad. So, entering the town, we make our way to down the streets, reasonably busy. It's sort of a mid-sized town, but very crowded. Everything's built in very close together. As we travel down, is it on the main road? Is this tavern? It was close to the gates. We did say that last time. I think that the tavern is on the main street, the Absent Jackals. So, Gabriel goes straight in. Now, the first thing we're going to need here, let's use this window, is another new character, who is the receptionist. A careful missionary, slightly stronger than the party. Everyone is slightly stronger. Let's just make sure that that's working. Let's just... comparable. Just go X. I suppose that I might want to change that. The UN is probably set up to try and make everyone slightly stronger than the party in order to make sure that it's creating challenging enemies, challenging encounters, because it's going to assume that you're going to go all murder hobo. But we need a name. So, careful missionary, motivations is to inform freedom, determine deprivation, and discourage strength. So, inform freedom and discourage strength, well, that's, fairly laid back kind of character. Careful missionary, wants to help people but wants everything to be peaceful, not wanting everything to be done through show of force. Determine deprivation. What do we mean by determining deprivation? Maybe that will come up. Maybe that will come up a bit later. But we need some names. So, human surname, morning brand, male, female, male, male, human, elf, dwarf, human, elf, or dwarf. Dwarf it is. I gave him a human, whatever, morning brand. Dwarven male name. Grillcorn morning brand. So Gabriel walks into this inn, and it probably opens straight out into a reception desk. Would they do that? We're thinking too much like things are these days. They'd probably open straight out into a bar. So Gabriel walks into this tavern, the one recommended to him by the guard. There's a hearth off to the right, tables everywhere, and a bar just to the left of the door. Behind the bar is a dwarf. He looks at Gabriel and asks him what he wants, what he's after. Reasonably friendly way. It's not gruff like. Do we expect? Here we go. Now we get to go into stereotypes for for different races in the world. I reckon this guy's pretty friendly. Gives him a nice friendly greeting. And Gabriel says, "Yep, the guard recommended the place. I need a place to stay. I'm not sure for how long, but starting for a week." And so we start looking at how much things cost. So he's going to say that it's going to be 1 large copper a day. I think we decided that this was cheap. So if we're staying for 5 days, that'll be 5 large copper. He says if we stay for 7, he'll do us a deal and just make it 1 small silver. So I've actually changed the way the gold system works. Instead of just the usual 10 copper pieces to a silver and 10 silver to a gold, I've gotten small and large versions of each coin, which are worth 6 of the lower down one. So 6 small copper to 1 large copper, 6 large copper to 1 small silver, etc. So we agree to stay for 7 days, and he charges us 1 small copper. Grilcom greets us. Alright, so he charges us one small silver to stay for 7 days, and tells us where our rooms are. I guess the question is, does anything interesting happen at the tavern? Is anyone else around? So, I'll ask, is anyone else around in the tavern to take interest in Gabriel? Now, I think it's likely that there are a couple of people around. Also, there is Grilcom himself. So we're going to say give it 50-50. No one takes much interest. I think that in that case, Grilcom just tells him when dinner is, says that the bar is open later, and shows him where his room is. So let's move this down here. Grilcom greets Gabriel in the bar, in the tavern, at the bar of the tavern, and easily gives Gabriel a room, offering a small discount for staying a full week. And nothing else really much occurs. So it's getting towards late afternoon, so we're going to try looking around, just heading towards the guild hall. So this, how quickly do we find it is the question. So he's going to ask for directions. Grilcom is a fairly friendly individual. So we'll just roll one of these skills. I need to get my head. I've been playing a lot of 5e lately. Of course, I've decided to play this with 3.5 specifically because the skills are done in a much more detailed way, and I want the game to be more about skills than I want it to be about combat or anything else. However, that means that I need to get my head back around the third ed skills. Diplomacy sounds like it could be the thing. Gather information is exactly what this kind of thing is for, I feel. Knowledge is all about if I know it myself. Ooh, I could have been using these skills in my last few conversations. No, so gather information is more about getting. We will be rolling that. You can gather information without eliciting suspicion. Avoid suspicion. -20 to your modifier. Yeah, well, we won't be doing that. Okay, so it's not gather information, but I will be using this later to get the information, get information about the town, which will be fun. We'll have to find an oracle that will allow us to do some random news. Here we go. Bluff, diplomacy, disguise, perform, intimidate. So diplomacy is persuasion in. Okay. I guess I'll just roll straight charisma. So diplomacy is more about changing an attitude, influencing people. I think we just ask him, and he just tells us. He just gives us some directions, and we probably have to make a survival. I think I will just roll survival. And pass the fucking check with a... I've rolled 2 rolls in this game so far, and both of them have been 20s on the dice. So I find the Merchants Guild pretty quickly, and I guess I'm getting inside because it's early enough. So I go inside and start talking to the clerk. Do we want a recurring character? Let's make another recurring character. A generous politician, slightly stronger than the party. Their motivations, here we go, are to damage medicines, guide the populace, and advocate freedom. Okay, so damage medicines. Is that he's not? We're not going to get along necessarily. If I'm going to be about setting up a business, doing healing potions and the like, he and I are probably not going to get along. He, she. He, again. Rolling dice off screen to see what happens. I keep rolling 3. Every time I've made that roll so far. I'm rolling 20s on my dice, on my D20, and 3s on my D6. This is brilliant. Okay, so... human, elf, dwarf. I feel like he's human. If he's big into Polton, fantasy world. Ooh, could be a half elf, actually. So yeah, we're going to say he's a half elf. So we'll give him an elven elf, male elf. Traran. Human surname. Traran Duskbender. Generous politician, slightly stronger than the party. So I think I'm meeting someone, a clerk of the Merchants Guild, who's on his way up through the ranks. He's dealing with me. I think how big do you reckon the Merchants Guild would be? Do you reckon it would be big enough to have me Gabriel sent through various layers of bureaucracy before we get to the person that's actually going to help him? Maybe we've got Gabriel's coming into the counter. Comes up to the counter and says, "Oh, look, I'm here to I'm here to I've moved to the city in order to establish myself in an alchemy shop. Can you give me any information? What licenses do I need? And so they've sent him off to the alchemy section. Probably. What sections does this guild have? I guess we've got different sections that deal with different parts of commerce, and this is probably magical goods. And so I end up talking to someone, not at the top of magical goods, but somewhere in the middle, on his way up through the ranks, hoping to get to the top. Studious wizard type, who is not too keen on some of the lesser magical arts, including alchemy, cheap item creation. Who really cares? He wants to guide the populace and advocate freedom. I don't know why advocate like the adjective as opposed to the verb. Okay. So Traren's going to be a little bit difficult to deal with then. So we're talking to Traren. I think that he's probably of the more lawful variety. He's going to be keen on following all the rules and procedure. And I think he's going to put us through it. So we're going to ask about where to set up a shop, what the rent is like, setting up a license, and about who to talk to about suppliers. And he's not going to be hugely helpful. So I think this is where we roll a diplomacy check. Oh. How did my diplomacy get good? I think that he's probably pretty not keen on us at all, so it's going to be high difficulty. But it doesn't matter. It wasn't a 20 this time, it was a 19 on the die. So I don't think we have to worry about about that. He's going to come around. He's going to do it a bit begrudgingly because of it. He is going to go through and take us through all the rules. We have asked all the right questions. We've asked about licenses, so he's going to put us forward for a test. I think that there's probably a test to get the license. He's going to make us book in advance, so that's a question. I don't think they've got the kind of society that would have regular tests for this kind of thing. It would be you have to get someone who is already established to sign off on you. He's not willing to do so, and so he is going to give us the names of a couple of people. So let's get some names. We'll go human. So essence. Yeah, I should really have a look at what's actually in my thing. I'm not sure what that name was. You've got a surname. Okay, so he's going to give us the names of 3 people who we can ask to get help. He says that we might be able to find them around the guild, but he's not going to help us past that. I did roll well. He's going to say that Essence is. Let's actually create these. Let's actually find out a little bit more about these people's personalities. NPC creator. I'm going to go Chaos. Defiant civilian, slightly stronger than the party. Okay, so we've got a defiant civilian, slightly stronger than the party. A coarse statesman, comparable to the party. Banal warrior. So this is going to be Essence. Kelgian. Card and Dreamfall. Okay. Essence is going to be often a defiant civilian, slightly stronger than the party. Execute the wealthy. Undermine lust. Execute pleasure. She's going to be an interesting person. And she's going to be around the guild. Kelgian, a coarse statesman, comparable to the party. Whose motivations are to steal opulence, assist discrimination, and take beauty. So he's a little bit stuck up. He's trying to... Okay, he's going to be interesting. I think that he's often going to be around the town hall and the guild. And I think he will actually say... I think that Trarin will actually say that he's seen him around the guild earlier in the day. Now, Card and Dreamfall, a banal warrior, much stronger than the party, overthrow compassion, indulge technology, relate to friends. Relate friends. Okay. I think that he's an adventurer. Often seen between... Spends time in the dungeon and forest. Can also find him in a tavern most nights. Okay, so... tells us to get accredited by one of these three. He says that the guild can help the guild will be able to introduce him to a landlord who can deal with rent, probably take him to City Hall. No, I don't think. No, I rolled really well. Yeah, okay. So the guild can assist with finding lodging after he has been accredited. So the things that we need to do, let's stick these in the goals. We're going to need a couple of templates. So we're going to get accreditation. Find a premises. I was thinking that there was something else. Pay guild fares. So we're going to pay the guild fees, which I don't think are going to be find. That's not really a thing. Just pay some money to some people. Find suppliers. He says that the people to introduce him to suppliers will be those three alchemists or other people. If I wanted to go and head into the commerce sections and talk to them. I think at this point he probably bids me good day, asking if there's anything else that I want. Okay, let's just write that up really quickly. Rather up right and uptight up individual took me through what it will take to get set up in town. I need a license and I need to see someone trusted by the guild to vouch for my skills. I need to find a place to rent, which the guild can help with after I have a license. And I need to find and meet suppliers, which another alchemist can help with. Or I can meet them at the guild, as they're often members, as some of the members would have things that I need. So at this point, I think it's probably getting late, and it's probably time to head back to the guild to the tavern for dinner. And I do so. It's probably when I get back to the tavern. It's probably starting to get a bit busier. There's now a few more staff on, and a few more staff on, and quite a few more patrons. All right. First, though, does anything interesting? Ask question. Does anything interesting happen before I leave the guild? A small chance, no. And then back at the tavern, do I meet anyone particular? Do I meet anyone particularly interesting? 50-50. Nope. Have a little bit of friendly conversation with the staff and sort of talk to some of the different people, talk to the bartender, Grillcom a little bit more, talk to everyone else, and just try and find out what is happening in town. So at this point, I'm going to wrap up because I'm going to need to find some new oracles to work out what my roles are going to mean. Because if I'm not actually, we're running this game off random tables, so I need to have some to generate some news and information. So thanks for joining us. I hope you're enjoying. I hope I'm not too boring, and I'll see you next time.